Hello everyone, Christos here. Welcome to another day in my life, and today we're going to look at how you can perform at your best in your chosen sport without ongoing niggles. The ongoing niggles seems to be a big one for many people who come to see me in clinic. They hold areas in their body that are just under constant tension or compression. This might be felt as a dull ache or a pulling sensation. And they've been to maybe many practitioners in the past only to be told similar things which haven't helped in the long term. So we're going to explain why that is the case, why the current approach to rehab doesn't suffice in my opinion, the reason for that, and what we can do about it. So why doesn't the current model for rehabilitation for many people reduce these ongoing niggles? Well, the current way of dealing with injury is a few things. First of all, after an injury, you might rest or reduce activity to a manageable level, to a level that the area injured can tolerate. You will then be going through a rehab plan that might consist of strengthening, so slowly building up your tolerance to stress again, as an injured area is going to tolerate less stress. You might also be working at mobility or stretching to help areas that are potentially in a tightened state. And then you would gradually look to return back to activity that is closer to your baseline level to get you back doing what you love to do. So this would come with exercises that are progressive. You might start with something very basic like walking or strengthening that doesn't involve high load, and then you would build up load intensity and speed and so on. Now the problem with this is all good, but the body is in a less optimal state after it got injured to the state it was in prior to the injury. So as an example, let's say you've hurt your right ankle. You've had to reduce stress to that area, and within a few days the body is going to have to work a different way, a less optimal way, because the body now has less movement potential, and so it will get stuck in a pattern of movement that was there to help it initially, to help you move around the injury, but that then becomes the body's default way of moving. So it's less optimal, it's less efficient, and there's going to be more tension and compression in the system. So for the right ankle, you might move away from that side and start overloading the left leg. Now this is something that will stay in the system unless you can restore the movements back to the ankle and then integrate those movements into efficient whole body patterns. And so we need to know what those patterns are. And so let's say you're strengthening the body on top of this less optimal way of moving. When you get back to your sport, you're still limited. You're still overloading the left side, avoiding the right side. You're strong, and those stretches they seem to temporarily help the body release these ongoing niggles, but the body is still compromised. And so what we need to look to factor in is that the body is using a less optimal strategy. And so rather than just focusing on strength and stretching, we need to look at restoring the area that has lost movement and has lost the connection to the rest of the body. And so that is something that will help you reduce ongoing niggles. If you go back through your injury history, through your past medical history, and this can go as far as birth, and focus on those areas if they haven't been focused on, which for many people they haven't. Focus on those areas, look to restore movement in those areas, and then see if you can get those areas to work better with the rest of the body. Now, this is quite difficult because you would need to see a practitioner who understands movement for this. But I think it's an essential step if you're looking to get back to sport at the level you want to be playing at, because your body will only perform at its best if all joints are working well together. So in your rehab plan, yes, focus on strength. You can focus on stretching. I do believe getting the bones moving well means that the body restores its natural length tension relationships. So the feeling of needing to stretch just diminishes if you focus on your movement. So I would be focusing on movement as number one, as well as the strength to get you back doing the things you love without ongoing niggles. I hope that helps, and if you've got any questions, just let me know. Thank you.